been in the process for, I think, about 3 years, and they're currently in phase 3. They call it the preliminary assessment, and they're reaching out to the surrounding communities, such as Pays Plat and Terrace Bay, to gauge the overall feel of those communities. It's important to NWMO, the Nuclear Waste Management Organization, to have these other communities on board. Our township was given the invitation in February of 2014, and so we started our petition May 10th, and we just turned it into them on just this past Monday, the 16th. The petition, we were basically asking our township to refuse any invitations that were made from the township of Schreiber to join in the process of finding a willing host for the deep geological repository. And it was asking them to put it in writing. We had 1,081 signatures. That's including places like Jackfish and Rossport, all the little communities. And just from Terrace Bay alone, we had 687. And according to the 2011 census, that's about 58% of our population. And so when we presented it to council, we made that pretty clear. And our mayor, Jody Davis, basically told us that they had already made their decision to join the Learn More process. And so our petition was dismissed. And it was very disheartening. And I had even asked him if we had 100% of the population, would they reconsider our petition? And the answer was still no, that they had made their decision. So it was very, very disappointing to hear that. We're still going to move forward. We're still going to do our petition. Talking after the meeting with some of the members there, we do feel that if we were to get a higher percentage, that maybe it would be considered. We just kind of feel like we're being brushed off, and they're hoping that we don't come back. Yes, this is something that we're considering. And we are actually going to have our township to send this in. This is a request they made of us. They wanted to send it into the NWMO. So this is something we're probably going to talk about. I mentioned getting educated from an independent source or a third party, someone other than NWMO. Oh. And this is good news. I mean, this is something that they actually are going to consider. They're looking into a few names that we gave them. And they're going to see if maybe NWMO can fund those sort of things to bring in other sources of education. I still don't feel very good about it personally, and I guess our group doesn't really like it because we just don't want nuclear waste in the area or anywhere near Lake Superior. We just think it's a really bad idea. But at the same time, it is nice to have our community is willing to get a different source of education because we don't want everyone to learn everything from NWMO because we feel that sometimes their information is a bit skewed. Yeah, and they have their own agenda, and in the end, that they want to build a nuclear waste repository, so they're going to do everything in their power to get that. We just don't want it anywhere near Lake Superior, so yes, White River and Nipigon, we're concerned about those areas as well. But our main goal right now is to stop it coming from, to stop Schreiber from becoming, the host. We want them to pull out, ultimately. And then once we achieve that, we do want to go help these other communities, because we're not the only ones. There are many groups, even up in Creighton and Saskatchewan, that are concerned about this, and we want to support them. And we just think this is a really bad idea overall. Actually, Nipigon, they were in the running for this, and I think Tuesday, just after our meeting, we received word that they had pulled out. So Nipigon's no longer in the process. So that was really good news for us. They had done a survey, and from what I believe, they had 85% of the population saying that they did not want that in the area. And I guess their council and mayor had listened, and they got what they wanted. Basically trying to do the same thing. We have 5 core members, so realizing that people weren't happy with the decision that was made by our mayor and council. And so in the future, we are planning to find some space where we can have bigger meetings and get the public involved. We don't want to keep it closed. We want to be very transparent, and so we are going to continue with the petition. But at the same time, we're going to try and make our meetings available for everybody because we want to get everybody's input.